Action for Housing welcomes the recent statement in Parliament by Housing Minister Stephen Linares that 176 rental flats have been allocated during the past year despite COVID-19 restrictions. But it asks for an explanation as to why some applicants who've been on the medical lists for a long time have not been amongst those allocated flats, saying this is an alarming situation.
I think he needs to explain, not to Action for Housing or to me, but to those waiting on the Medical A and Medical A Plus, who've been there for years on end and not been allocated. And we're referring to people who have been very high up on the list. I mean, 10th upwards, and yet they haven't been allocated. So how come he has been able to allocate all these flats within a year and these people have been bypassed?
El Khalil Layakubi has lived in Gibraltar for more than 40 years. He had major surgery in London a few years ago. Now his urine is collected and stored in a small bag, which he has to empty. Sometimes it spills onto his bed at night. Without a shower or a washing machine, he has to wash himself, his clothes and his sheets on the terrace in the open air.
Muchas veces de noche estoy durmiendo y la bolsa se me abre. Y mojo el colchón, mojo la malta, mojo la sabana, mojo... No tengo sitio ni para lavarla, ni para duchar, ni para nada. Porque como me siento fatal.
People who are, or applicants who are on the Medical A Plus are deemed to be very urgent, serious cases. The ones on the A list are less serious. And the ones on the B, I suppose they are kept there until they get much worse, and then eventually they might be placed on either the A or the B. But in the meantime, people die waiting.
Ya estás en A+, pero tiene que esperar. Hay mucha gente igual que tú a A+. ¿Hasta cuándo? Yo he cumplido ya 70 años. ¿Quién más va a vivir más? 2, 3 años, 4 años. Una semana, 2 semanas, un mes. Cualquiera sabe cuándo.
Again, back in November last year, we again wrote to him saying that a number of other applicants on the other waiting lists who were very high up on the list had been waiting there for years on end and not given any allocations. On that occasion, he failed or declined to give an answer. We hope that this time he will.
Action for Housing says it seems that the allocation system is failing a number of applicants, among them, regrettably, some of the most vulnerable and needy members of society.